Hello, hello, hello. So you see when Maya Angelou said, we will rise, yes? And still we rise, we will rise. We will rise. Do you know why? Because we've been having some technical issues with the Instagram live feed. I'm not exactly too sure what's going on, but we shall prevail and we're going to see what's going on, hopefully with Miss Tene Edwards. She's going to be joining us to discuss all things positive affirmations, statements, self-care, mental health, the S.E.E.D Project, which is her upcoming co-project with Maxine Wynter, and fingers crossed I can add her and we're going to delve into it today. So I'm going to just request her and see where she is at. Let's see. Instagram's trying to mess things up for us today, but you're not gonna win, Instagram. Okay, today's not on yet, so I'll just tell you a little bit more about the Power of Seven. So we've recently just released the Power of Seven Ultimate Wellness Guide in response to Mental Health Awareness Week. So we recognise that there's been a lot of people feeling either quite anxious or depressed and just feeling quite out of balance with themselves. And we felt that it was our duty, our need to support people through these testing times. So what I did was I developed a little self-care regime of my own that I felt would have been really helpful for other people, and I just developed it into a quick downloadable simple guide that encompasses 7 different areas of well-being. Now the reason why I chose 7 is because 7 is a very powerful number in society and in just the universe and the way how things are connected. 7 is known to be the whole number, the oneness number of divinity and alignment. So there's 7 in so many different areas. So we've got the 7 dwarfs, 7 days of the week, we've got 7 chakras, there's 7 continents on the planet. There's so many different references to the power of 7, and I felt it was really important to look at that and embed that in the guide. So what we are doing this week is doing a series of 7 days, 7 Instagram lives at 7 p.m. And today, like I said, we will be joined by Miss Tene Edwards talking about one aspect of the guide. So Tene's still not here, and I'm just going to keep rambling on. So, not rambling on, we're going to talk about some affirmations. So, anyone that is here, do you want to tell me a bit about what you think an affirmation is? So I can see Grace, you're here with us. Thank you for joining us, sis. Thank you for being persistent in wanting to see this live as well. I appreciate it. You've tapped back in every time we've signed back in. So yeah, anyone, tell us what you think an affirmation is. And I'm going to share some of my affirmations with you guys as well. And I'll just explain a little bit about why I wrote them and how they resonate with me as well. Okay, so no one wants to comment. Okay, that's fine. I'll share some of mine. So over this time I've been creating, and I've worked with a really amazing graphic designer. Yes, Drawn Imagination, shout out to you. She designed a really amazing picture for a project that I'm going to be releasing very soon. And I developed my own advice and encouragement cards. Now, we all need a bit of advice and encouragement every now and again, and I think it's really important to share that with other people. So I developed a series of cards, and I'll just share one of them with you. So let me see. So here's the design. Here, beautiful empress with a crown. It's meant to picture and envision self-love in all honesty, self-love in all of its worth. So it looks at self-worth, self-image, self-confidence and self-esteem. That's what I wanted to kind of capture in this. And one of the affirmations that I put here is, can you see that? It says, if you can believe it, you can see it. That is how you walk in faith. Okay? If you can believe it, you can see it. That is how you walk in faith. And that to me, I think is really important to be able to visualize something bigger and grander than yourself, and be able to use something positive to propel you into certain actions and actually see the fruits of how your life can be aligned. Not all the time we can see the other side of things, and like, for example, this whole lockdown period, you can't always see what's on the other side, but having a visual cue, a visual push, an aspirational push. And I think that's what I was trying to relay in that there, not specifically to COVID, but in all circumstances, when you do need a bit of a push, you can use a positive affirmation to kind of propel you there through faith and understanding. So yeah, we now have Tene, and she's going to tell us a bit of her own positive statements too. Fingers crossed, we're going to successfully have a video interview with her. Today, are you here? It's just loading. It's loading. It's tea, don't worry. It's ginger, fresh ginger. And it's green tea. It's got a green tea bag. It's really, really nice. A touch of brown sugar. Tonight? No? Okay, let's try again. Something's really going on with Instagram today. It's trying to shut me down, but it will not prevail. It will not prevail. It's just us waiting for tonight. So, yeah, as I was saying about the positive statements. Oh, let's see. Tonight?
Hi.
Yeah. Hello. I still can't see you.
I know. I saw myself as well for like 2 minutes and then it ended. So
Oh,
strange.
I'm not too sure. Are you happy for us to maybe go ahead with it, and we can at least hear what you're saying, and maybe during the interview the visual might come back?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it that way then.
Yeah, you happy?
Yep, I'm happy with that.
I would have loved to share the screen with you.
I know. This is so annoying. I've never seen this before.
Don't worry, everyone. What we'll do, I'll call tonight and we'll do a nice little selfie, so that way it shows that we actually was talking to each other as well. Oh, but thank you for being persistent tonight during this hiccup for the last 10 minutes of Instagram. So thank you for joining me this evening on The Power of Seven, Day 4, talk about all about positive statements and affirmations. Welcome.
Awesome.
So, guys, let me just do a brief introduction, but I'm going to hand the platform over to Tene in a second. So, Tene is an author, she's a poet, she's a self-love advocate, and she is the co-founder of the S.E.E.D Project, which is a project for millennials that are going through certain individual and collective upheaval. So, just providing some self-care, well-being, and support services to them. So Tene is going to be talking to us today about positive affirmations. You've probably heard me say this about 10 times already, but we're going to be talking all about positive affirmations and how best they can support your self-care journey. So Tene, feel free, take the floor, tell us all about yourself.
Hey everyone. I'm Tene Edwards. I am a writer, self-love advocate, poet, author, and like you said, Rhiannon, co-founder of the S.E.E.D Project. I'm known for my raw and visceral poetry online. My writing journey began a couple of years ago during heartbreak. A notepad became my therapist, and I found peace in writing down my thoughts.
I like that. I like
Thank
that.
you.
I became a therapist.
Yes.
That's powerful. I'm a strong believer in writing. It's a big part of journeys, all journeys, I think. So yeah, I think especially in the beginning of your book, you say I heal to write, and even just that bit, I was like, ah, this book is for me.
Oh,
Yeah, that's good. Oh, sorry, that's my laptop there,
that's
trying to
okay.
running low. But anyway, ignore that. So today, tonight, I just wanted to get pick your brain a little bit about your book. So we was speaking a bit earlier on, and I said I wanted to read a few things out from your book and just go through what kind of things you're going through at that time, and some of the things that you found helpful aside next to your writing, what type of tools you used to go through that journey that you just mentioned as well, if you could touch upon that at some point. So do you mind me reading something from your book?
No, go for it.
Cool. Okay, so I was looking through it today, and I probably would read two because there was two specific ones that I wanted to discuss that resonated with me, and they're short ones, but they are impactful. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is fathers. So fathers should endeavour to prove that good men still exist by teaching their daughters how a woman should be treated through leading by example. Now that one resonated with me because I've always said that your dad should always be your first love, and
Yeah.
they should be the person that teaches you about love and how to love, love a man. And what made you write that poem? What was the essence, the jewel that brought that to light?
Oh gosh, like deep stuff. I just found that like in my family, like the men weren't, I don't know, I just felt like I didn't want the person that I wanted to be with to be much like a lot of the men that are in my family. And so that's why that came to me. Like I felt like, you know, why are you telling your children certain things, but you're not modeling the behavior when children learn through modeled behavior? So yeah, that's why I wrote that really, because I wanna put it out there, like to the men that are out there who are fathers. I want them to understand how females feel about, the way they act and the impact that that has on us.
100%, I agree with you. And it was beautiful because it was simple, but it said what it needed to say, you know? Um,
Yeah,
and even like from my own personal experience, I've written a song about my dad because I had some issues with my dad. Most girls do, but
yeah.
sometimes you have to kind of speak from a space of personal experience. So I wrote a song about just the disownment that happened growing up and when I had my son, and it was something that I performed sometime last year, and it really resonated with the crowd because a lot of people was able to again relate to it. Like I said, a lot of girls do have some father issues, and yeah, I think
100%.
it's really
Oh, what's
important.
the song called?
Sorry?
What's the song called? Is it on YouTube? Is it out with?
Not yet. So it was actually, I just had the instrumental when I performed it. So it is recorded now. I just haven't gone through the process of mixing it down, having it mastered and all of that. But the
Yeah.
song, what's the name of it again? Uh, it's been such a while since I performed it. Got Build Me Up. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay. Love it.
The chorus of it goes, "You was meant to build me up, instead you tore me down. Now you're out my life, I can rebuild my crown." Uh,
Wow.
so yeah, it was really it was a
That's
difficult
powerful.
when I wrote
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I think the writing process when you're going through something is, I was speaking to Kemi Salola on Tuesday about writing music as a form of healing. So particularly with your book, and you've mentioned it quite a lot on a lot of your platforms, how you do write quite a lot to heal through your processes. Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about your writing process, just as it is with writing books or writing poetry. What do you go through?
I would say that I'm like a really spontaneous sort of writer. Like I don't like tell myself I need to sit down and write. Like I just write when I feel I need to write. Like when my body, my mind, my heart tells me to write, that's when I write.
Mm,
Um, and what does the process look like for me? To be honest, I tend to write when I'm feeling really down because
mm,
writing is my self-care tool.
mm,
So I don't know, when I'm feeling down or something's bothering me, that's when I tend to write. I don't know what it is, but yeah, that's just when I get into the mood to write. And I do get a lot of questions from people asking me, like, how do you deal with writer's block? How do you overcome that? Like, I haven't been able to write in so long and I just want to write. And my advice is always to just write whatever comes to your head and your heart. Just put it down on paper. Like, don't think too much into it. Don't think about, making sense of it in the time. Just write whatever you're feeling during that moment, because you can always edit after. You always got lots and lots of time to edit. And that was my process with writing Walk with Wings. I never really planned to write the book, so I didn't really feel pressured in myself to create something. Really, to begin with, I was just writing to get my emotions out of my head. So, but when I decided that I wanted to write the book, I just had the days where I felt like I needed to write, but it wasn't coming out.
Mm.
Um, I just stopped putting pressure on myself and just wrote whatever came to my heart, and then I went back to it later and started editing it and so on. So yeah, I'd say that's my process for writing.
That's beautiful, and I can totally relate to that. Definitely, it's definitely a process. You can't rush it because
Yeah, or force it.
no, not at all. Because when it gets to a point when it's ready, you'll know, and
Exactly.
it's like an exhale. It's like a breath of fresh air once it's done. It's
Yeah,
like I've actually been able to finish this piece and know that, I can refer back to it, but it's off my chest, it's out of my head, not out of
yeah,
sight of my mind, but it's like a clearance, an energy clearance per se.
yeah, 100%.
Right. So tell me, do you have any favorite affirmations that you maybe say in the morning, or I know a lot of the time people use affirmations when they're trying to get change. I know when we were speaking earlier on today, you'd mentioned a bit about that. So tell me a bit about some of the affirmations you use and why you use them.
Some of the affirmations I use are the main ones I use are I focus on opportunities over obstacles. Um,
Wow, feel that one. Say it again.
I focus on opportunities over obstacles. That's the one that I use a lot. Another one is I believe in the woman I am striving to become. That's an affirmation I use a lot of.
I've got that
And
wall actually.
do you? Oh, I love that. I think it just helps me keep focused on what it is that I'm trying to achieve in life, and it helps me stay on track with my goals. A new one that I have started to use is I value myself and what it is that I have to offer into this world. And that stemmed from the conversation we had earlier over just finding it really uncomfortable to ask people, like brands who reach out to me, um, about doing like certain things such as like workshops or collaborations, asking them, if they have a budget. Just even asking the question of, do you have a budget? Like, I find it's something that I've had to work on for quite a
Yeah.
while, and I find it really uncomfortable to ask that question. And I think that's because it's come from a place of not valuing my worth and what it is that I have to offer, and just having these money blocks in my mind, that have stemmed, of course, from childhood, and just trying to tackle through them. So that affirmation helps me with that.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And yeah, when we did speak about it earlier, I was like, no, hold it for the live because it is so true. So many of us don't really understand what we're overcoming when we're just saying
Yeah,
certain. But as the more you say it, the more you can unravel the layers behind what is blocking you from reaching that aspect of life. And yeah, when it comes to money blocks, I think a lot of us are facing that right now, spending a lot of money on food, a lot of money on like additional shopping, and everyone's being in the house a lot. So
yeah. And just not being grateful, like, for every penny, like, just thinking, oh, I've got that to pay for, just complaining in your head all the time, like, it adds to the money block, because it's like, but when you express gratitude, like, of course, like, you receive more. But if
yeah,
you're always complaining, then you're always going to have something to complain about, and that's something that I've had to, like, really think about, and really start to appreciate every single penny that comes into my account, and every single penny I see outside, like on the street, like, that's a gift to find money, whether it's a penny, like, a penny is valuable.
yeah,
Every
it's
penny
true.
counts, yeah.
And that's kind of like the principles. I don't know if you know of Deepak Chopra. He does
Yeah.
a 21-day abundance challenge, and
Yeah.
a lot of what he does, particularly in the early weeks, it looks at your childhood associations to money and finance and spending, budgeting, those kind of things, and it really helps you like with your introspection, looking at like sitting with uncomfortable emotions. In all honesty, I did it and I done it for the 28 days. It was uncomfortable, but it made me really think, okay, there needs to be certain changes that need to happen. Like I need to get a financial advisor, help me sort out some of my debt, my finances, all of that. So
Yeah.
sometimes sitting with the uncomfortable feelings really does bring about the fruitfulness that you need.
100%. Yeah.
So thank you for that. So I want to just delve into another little poem, if that's okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Pick your brain about that one. So, so my throat's a bit croaky today. Sorry, guys, coughing
Okay.
down. So this one's called Body Positive. Okay, so to all the women struggling to love their looks, let me ask you something. Who are you comparing yourselves to? Why is that? We spend more time admiring the beauty in others and not cherishing the beauty within ourselves. Let's stop searching for our beauty in the compliments of others and practice appreciating the magic living within us.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
thank
So
you.
I want to say line for line, like where your head was at with that. But overall, what was you going through for you to release that into such a powerful poem?
I felt like during that time, like I was reflecting on like me and my girls going on holiday and just like when we're getting dressed for the beach, it was almost like a competition to speak about the things we hated about ourselves or
Mm,
about our bodies. Like, oh, I've got a scar here. Oh, my bikini line's got bumps here. And it was like we were just all like, I don't know, it was almost like we were trying to see, like, I don't know, trying to compete with each other about the things that we hated about ourselves. And it's like, why are we doing this? Like, we should be celebrating the things that we love about ourselves. Why are we looking at the ugly?
yeah.
Not even the ugly. It's the. Let me
No,
rephrase my words. The things that we think are imperfections within ourselves, but actually, it's the things that make us unique. Like for me, I've had like a scar on my belly, which is like little dots on my belly
mm,
since I was a child, and I've never known where they had come from. I went to the doctors, they didn't know how to treat it, and it's something I've been insecure about. But
mm,
actually, when I started embracing it, a lot of people like really respected me for that, and it gave them the comfort to embrace the things that they found as saw as imperfections. And actually, when I look at it, my belly, it's what makes me different and unique, and I'm not ashamed of it anymore. And I feel like we need to change the conversation within our circle around, start celebrating the things that we love about ourselves, and that will encourage us to love all the bits that we find uncomfortable. It will help us to love them, those sections of ourselves. So yeah, I think that's where it stemmed from, just reflecting on holidays with my girls and the things that we would speak about before we go to the beach. And yeah.
yeah. That's lovely. And especially where it is definitely something that we need to embrace, especially as women, because diversity is where you get the richness in society.
Exactly.
And without the richness, we wouldn't have the beautiful ventures that we have with all these beautiful people in the world, all this knowledge that we have, all
Yeah.
the food that we have to enjoy. Like, there's so much richness in diversity, and being able to embrace all shapes, sizes, looks is, yeah, it is meant to be. That's what I'm basically getting at there. It's not something that at the moment it's stigmatized to have certain looks, but it shouldn't be that way. This is how it's meant to be.
So,
With
yeah. And I feel like magazines should start embracing the imperfections, because I think our mind sort of gets channeled to think that, we're not supposed to have these scars on our bodies, we're not supposed to have these marks because this is not how they look on TV or on the magazines. And I think that's where it stems from.
Yeah.
from us thinking of these. And that's where I talk about like, who are you comparing yourself to? Like the people you're comparing yourself to, it's not a true reflection of their bodies and how they truly look.
100%, 100%, I agree with you. And even
Yeah,
if you want to take it on to another level, um, to look at Black women's comparisons to the industry of
yeah,
conforming to a white or with the white standards of beauty, who are we comparing ourselves to in that
yeah,
aspect as well? So
exactly.
the book is amazing, it's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So talking a bit about like body positivity, and last week was mental health awareness, and it was all about kindness. So
Yeah,
I know that you're currently starting a project called the S.E.E.D Project, which is to help individuals that do suffer a variety of issues, mental health, and some of them would be probably under the form of body positive. But yeah, why can't I talk today? Body positivity. Good.
exactly.
So tell us a bit about what the S.E.E.D Project is going to be able to offer, what you want to do with it, how it even started. And my lights just turned off. Oh, can you still see me?
Yeah, I can see you. You don't look any different.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, tell me a bit about the S.E.E.D Project. Go ahead. Sorry, my words are today.
Sure, that's fine. So the S.E.E.D Project is a new initiative that I launched with my friend Maxine. So we're both co-founders of the S.E.E.D Project. And how it came about was we were actually initially going to go into schools and deliver workshops on self-love and self-care because I feel like that's something I would have needed as a child. So we really wanted to do that in schools. But of course, with the whole lockdown situation, that sort of postponed that. And we just thought, what can we do now to help people now? Because we were both going through our challenges mentally with this lockdown.
Mm,
And then we decided to birth this new initiative where what we want to do is encourage the practice of healthy habits through self-care exercises, workshops, games, and discussions with a range of different professionals. So, like financial educators, psychotherapists, body confidence coaches, and so on. Because I feel like there isn't a platform out there that allows us to access a range of different professionals at a much lower cost than it would cost us to go to them individually. And I think these range of different individuals are so important for different aspects in our lives. And for me personally, like I've made major financial wrong decisions
yeah,
just because I wasn't educated about money from a young age.
yeah,
And so we wanted to be able to provide this platform where people can access, these professionals without having been left on waiting lists for however long to see a psychotherapist or pay extortionate amount of money to access a financial educator. So that's what this platform is about, really, to encourage discussions about vulnerable topics such as like debt and body confidence issues, and also but have fun with it as well. So like do exercises and learn along the way as well, so that we can get the help we need.
yeah. And it sounds like a wraparound service, and that's
Yeah,
really needed because a lot of the time you can't combat a mental health issue with just mental health. You need to actually address the social issues that led to the mental health breakdown in the first place. Um,
yeah,
I think that's the point that people miss, that
yeah,
a lot of the time people have developed some sort of distress because of their life circumstances or even just their lifestyle. But where has that lifestyle developed from, you know? So looking even
exactly.
at how they've built habits and formed certain practices for themselves. So yeah, developing new practices is definitely needed, and I think that wraparound service can help a lot of people. So guys, I hope you heard all of that. I know there's some people that's recently joined. I know you're thinking, what the hell's going on? I know one person, but Instagram's trying to mess things up for us today. I can see Siobhan. Hi, Siobhan. I know you can see just me. Thank you for joining as well. So we're just talking about the S.E.E.D Project. And it is a really beautiful project. It is really beautiful. And I really do wish you both the best success, and I really do hope you guys tag it actually when we've finished as well. Tag the S.E.E.D Project,
Okay.
and,
I'll,
keep up to date with everything that's going on. Um,
sure. I'll put it in the chat.
yes, please do, because people need something to look forward to, and that's kind of what I was in trying to embed in the Power of Seven guide, looking to a
Yeah.
new creating new habits and new routines. So obviously with this aspect of the 7 day lives, we're focusing on positive affirmations.
I love
So like you've said in the book, well, I said earlier on, you wasn't here.
that.
When I was waiting for you to come on, I was just showing them some of the affirmations that I write for myself. And I think the point I was trying to make in the guide was that you can pick 7 of your own affirmations that you can say in the morning across 7 days that, are personal and powerful to you. So I thought I'd
Yeah.
share my ones that I've written out for myself with you. So I showed them this one before. If you can see it, you can believe it. That is walking in
Oh,
faith.
beautiful.
And another one here. Let me find a good one. Let me find a good one. Okay. And this is probably going in line with your body positivity as well. You will find faults if you're always looking for them. Be content with just being.
Yes, that's so true.
Just got to be content. And I'll just do one more. Um, Protection of self is vital for your well-being. Oh, can't see that. But yeah, protection of
Yeah,
self, well-being. So
100%. I love that.
everyone needs a
I
bit
love
of
that.
encouragement and
Too.
positivity into their lives.
Yes.
So, Miss Tene, I'm just gonna wrap things up here. But I just wanted to thank you, first of all, for joining me today. I know it's been a bit of a hiccupy day,
Well, yeah.
and it's been beautiful having you today on this platform with me. Guys, please go and follow Tene. Those of you who aren't, I don't know how you're not, because she's absolutely amazing. She's absolutely
Oh,
everything. Uh, one of my personal inspirations as well. So, it's Tene. Thank you for joining me today. Guys, I'll be here tomorrow again at 7 p.m. I'm going to be joined by. Nah, again, I'm not going to tell you. I'll just tag it and you'll see tomorrow. Okay? So, happy listening. Tene, thank you. I'm going to give you a call now. We'll take a quick selfie so we can actually post
yeah,
together.
definitely. Thank you so much for having me. Keep doing what you're doing, sparkling your light into the world. That's what we need, more positive energy. So thank you for what you're doing as well.
Thank you, Queen. I appreciate it. And guys, thank you for joining. I will see you tomorrow. This is Rhyana from Plan Wholesome Empowerment Group, talking all about the power of seven. Take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.